Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for near price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting on the daily chart here, we are looking of course in the history where we have an A, a B and a C and the three waves of course very obviously. And then we are looking here at probably to an A 1 2 3 4 5 as an impulse and ABC for a wave B correction, and then of course a finishing in an ending a diagonal for a zigzag here as A, B, and a C, of course, finishing a wave X in a W, X, and Y. Now, why I'm saying that this might be a complex structure as W, X, Y, because of course, looking at this price action here, we are looking at a very high impulse towards the upside as a 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Of course, having this impulse directly is, of course, two options. The first one, that it might be that we have finished a structure here and finishing, I don't know, if we say, okay, A, B, C here running flat, probably if we want to take this wick here, starting with near A, B, and a C, and then finish structure here. Therefore, the scenario opened for an impulse toward the upside, which it can be 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, of course, continuation towards the upside. In the scenario that I was calling already from this account here, starting from that point where we have ABC, which for W, of course, stand for W, and of course this one stands for X, and of course now we are looking for a wave Y. Wave Y, of course, might be another structure as a zigzag as well. So it can be, of course, a triple zigzag structure, WXY, having an impulse and a correction, and then an impulse, of course, for a wave C. Your WXY target preferably is between the 0.618 and the 1-to-1 fib level, the green box that we are looking there. Of course, uncommon targets can be hit at 1.23 and 1.38 fib level for 25 and $28 almost. Now, if we take a look exactly what's going on here, probably we are looking, of course, at kind of like impulse formation, probably. So we're gonna dive deeper, of course, a little bit more into it, but let's see first here how this has unfolded as 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then we have three ways toward the downside and three ways toward the upside. And then, of course, finishing here as another zigzag. So probably this is also a WXY finishing here as a wave 2. This wave 2 label should be here, sorry. Then after this wave 2 or a wave B, where we have of course A, B, and a C finishing between those targets, or a wave 2 as 1, 2, 3, of course moving to higher prices, we are looking after it here at kind of an impulse as well as 1, 2, 3, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 4 did not yet interfere inside your wave 1, and we can see this of course maybe much closer in the 4-1 for our chart. Let's take a look. So yes, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, even your wave 3 is not really nice, but still, of course, can be called because this can be internally as 1, 2, 3, and then a 4 and a 5 finishing a wave 3, and then 4, 5. So yeah, it is still, yeah, based on the rule, it's still valid, but it's not nice, right? Because it looks like kind of like three ways towards the upside, where we can call here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, you don't get a diagonals normally in a wave A for a zigzag. It's very, very, very rare. Therefore, it is preferably that this might be considered as a 1, a 2 here, and then the 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 4 did not interfere with your wave 1 here, top, and then continuation towards the upside. So regarding the healthiness, it's fine. Regarding the rules, it is fine. Now, the shape is not really nice, but still valid. After this, we are looking, of course, here possibly at ABC, of course, or a very sharp zigzag ABC, and then another ABC. And of course, this might be, of course, a bigger expanding flat. A, B, and a C, of course, and having here finishing with 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 probably or even as ending diagonal 1 2 3 4 5, I would call, because cannot be an impulse. Your wave 4 almost interfere with your wave 1, so preferably to take it in that shape, of course, as ending diagonal. So 1 2 perfect is still, of course, for counting a 1 2 for an impulse, and then starting to count for a wave 3. Here we are looking at 1 2 and then 3 4 and a 5, probably finishing a wave 3 again or a wave 1 2 again. In that case scenario, I would take here a fib level taken from the wave 1 to the wave 2, of course, and as an impulse you would like to hit, of course, the 1.618 fib level, which we did exactly as required for normal targets. Here we go. So the 1.618 has been a touch, of course, for a wave 3, so we can call this wave 3. However, as you can see here, your wave 4 went very, very deep again, interfered with your wave 1, invalidation of this impulse. So we cannot really call now 1 2 3 4 5, knowing that we have reached the 1.618, but yeah, interfering with the zone 1, telling us that this might be a different scenario here, and then we have to change, of course, to a double 1 2, because this is still an impulse. There's still a 3 ways toward the downside, and still look bullish, but yeah, your wave 4 doesn't looks really nice, so we have to move this count towards the upside and having a new count here as 1 2 3 4 5. So we have basically double 1 2s so far, one in white scenario and the other in the orange scenarios. This is basically on the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so basically I think this might be the scenario. If we take now the fib levels for a wave 2 here, for a wave 2 you can see that we have reached exactly the perfect fib levels for a wave 2, and we start to move towards the upside. So basically we are moving or continuing towards the upside with a double 1 2s here, where we might, of course, reach this wave ABC or wave 1 towards the upside again, as you can see. So let's take a look as well on the KGT, the near. We have, of course, a version for it on KGT. As you can see, we can see that we have some on the 200 look back. We have a buy signal, right? And we have some divergence, as you can see already from the last. Even if we want to take this, let's get closer. As you can see, we have this two bullish signals, and you can see the divergence between the price action and the CVD line. So that is a divergence, and that brings us for higher prices, as you can see. However, we just got a bearish signal just right now, and we see this bearish signal before, of course. Now this kind of like create a convergence, as you can see. This price action in the top still, yeah, towards the downside, and those bearish signals as well on the CVD lines are towards the downside. So kind of like, yeah, bring us between bullish and bearish again, and probably to move in sideways. However, I think that the bearish has much more potential here. As you can see, there is a little bit selling pressures. If we take the CBD accumulation here, let's see. As you can see, yes, we see a lot of sellers coming in directly after this bearish signal, guys. So yeah, this is kind of like confirmation that yeah, we might move towards the downside. Let's see what does it mean exactly. Sorry, this is Bitcoin. When we move towards the downside again, if we move towards the downside and we cannot continue, and that might, of course, open a 1 2 3 4 and a 5. So that might be totally different scenario, guys. If we reach this 0.78, if we break it, that means, of course, we're gonna take the low here, and then we're gonna take this low, and probably we gonna, yeah, dive a little bit deeper. And that means, in that case scenario on the daily, that means this is your wave 1 finished, but probably your wave 2 is not finished yet, and we might have a big zigzag here. So all what we talk about it on the 4-hour chart will be invalidated. There is no double 1 2 anymore, and this might be an A and then B and then C towards the downside, finishing a wave 2 and a wave B, and then moving towards the upside. So the key levels are those fib levels that we see on the 0.78. This is your last, of course, last opportunity to keep on with the bullish scenario. If we break this and we take the low, therefore definitely we are moving to a bearish scenario a little bit. Short term, I would say, to finish a bigger wave and then start to move towards the upside after it. And of course, to have even a much clearer fib levels for this one too here, it is preferably, of course, to reach the $2.3 for 0.618, and then of course start to move towards the upside. And probably this is gonna be there for 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, finishing here A, B, and a C, of course, impulsively towards the downside. Again, to recap, your key level is $4.19. If you break this and you reach the 886, definitely then you are moving towards the downside. This one. Here we go. If we reach the $3.85, then definitely we're gonna take the low. Once you take this low, definitely you're gonna take this one, and then we will open a scenario, of course, to reach the 0.618, and then start to move towards the upside from there, of course, in case we see 5 waves up, 3 waves down, continuation, breaking this high, confirmation of an entry point for bullish scenario. That was it for Near. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.